Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. We are continuing the coverage of the suggestions passed to the devs for June of 2025, and I thought we would have a look at some of the more airplane stuff. There's some missiles, and there's some other planes which look pretty fun. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe and like the video. Let's get started. For Japan, we have a missile, the AAM-4B, or Type 99 air-to-air guided munition. From 2002 to 2008, the Technical Research and Development Institute worked on improving the AAM-4 missiles. The work consisted of improving the attack capability, better ability to destroy cruise missiles, and also improving the range and better ability to attack autonomously. In addition, they wanted to reduce the purchase price of the new missile. Throughout 2009, tests of the new missile, which was accepted into service and purchased in 2010, were carried out. The modifications made on the standard AAM-4 were changing the guiding system to an active phase array and adding a new type of signal processing function, also an AESA radar installed, increasing the range of the missile to 120 kilometers, and also the range of autonomous targeting was 1.4 times greater than that of the AAM-4. The vehicles that mount the AAM-4B are the F-15J MSIP and also the F-2, which turns up, so technically this could be added to the game tomorrow. For China, we have the ROCAF F-16A Block 20 Fighting Falcon late service. Now, technically, there are 3 stages of this F-16 for Taiwan. You have the Stage 1, which is the initial acquisition and limited combat performance. You have Stage 2, which is the full combat readiness, which was between 1998 and 2002. And then you have the further upgrades of the F-16V upgrade program, which is Stage 3 of 2002 to now. So basically, there's a bunch of different stuff. As the F-16A Block 20 in-game carries the armament of the Stage 1 version, which is the only AIM-9Ms and AIM-7Ns, this specific suggestion is for the Stage 2 version. This modification is the first upgrade of the F-16A-20, the second upgrade being the F-16V Standard. So that will also turn up. There are technically 4 true versions of the aircraft in ROCAF service, adding in the F-16C Block 70, which is the new built F-16V airframes, which have turned up. You also have the F-16A Block 72, which is quite fun. Highlights of this version, the Block 20 late service, are the capability of using AIM-120C5 AMRAAMs, AGM-65G Mavericks, GBU-10 and also 12 Paveway 2s, and the Lantern targeting pods, putting it on par with current top-tier multi-role jets. So let's talk about the history of this thing. You first of all have Stage 1. In November 1922, representatives of Taiwan and the United States signed an agreement for the sale of 150 F-16A and B aircraft, 120A models and 30B, to Taiwan under the Peace Fenghuang Foreign Military Sales Program. This large order, which also coincided with the order of 60 Mirage 2000-5 aircraft, as well as a planned production run of 130 IDF or indigenous defense fighters, was meant to replace Taiwan's aging fleet of F-104s and F-5E aircraft. The Air Force Inventory Modernization Program fits in a general military modernization program spurred by China's move to upgrade its military hardware. The F-16s are Block 15 OCUs, built to MLU specifications with some upgrades. By the start of 1997, 5 aircraft had already been built and were formally handed over to Taiwan. ROCAF F-16s were initially equipped with AIM-7Ms, AIM-9Ms, and P-4 Sidewinders, and also the AGM-65B Maverick missiles. In May of 1994, the ROCAF ordered 80 Raytheon AN ALQ-184V7 ECM pods as F-16's jammers. In spite of the advanced avionics on board, some functions, such as the interface for M120s, were restricted by the US military and could not be used. Instead, the ROCAF ordered 600 AIM-7M Sparrows and 900 AIM-9M Sidewinder missiles. When Stage 2 started, the situation had changed in 1998. Since then, the US government approved several arms sales, which greatly boosted ROCAF F-16's potency. On the 1st of June 1998, 28 sets of more advanced Pathfinder and also sharpshooter navigation targeting pods with Maverick support. On the 27th of August 1998, 58 air-launched AGM-84L Harpoon missiles and also 8 training rounds. On the 7th of June 2000, 48 AN ALQ-184 and 39 sets of Pathfinder and sharpshooter pods. On the 28th of September 2000, 200 AIM-120Cs and 292 launchers. However, only 120 missiles were actually ordered. The 5th of September 2001, 40 AGM-65G Maverick infrared guided air-to-air ground missiles, 48 LAU-117 launchers, and 10 training missiles. And then on the 1st of July 2002, upgrade of the F-16 Mission Modular Computer 3000 to 3051 configuration. Crucially, the AIM-120 fire control function that was originally locked on Block 20's computer was also restored. Then, more recently, a batch of 120 AIM-120C5s and also 54 AGM-84 Harpoon missiles were purchased from the US to complement the existing weapon stock. In later years, a number of new weapons were acquired and older ones upgraded. In 2003, a complementary batch of 182 AIM-9M2 missiles were ordered, and in 2007, an additional order for 280 AIM-120C7s was placed together with 235 more AGM-65Gs. Not much later, being followed by an order of 60 AGM-84L missiles and an upgrade package to upgrade the existing stock of Harpoons from the AGM-84G to the L standard. On the 3rd of June 1998, the US Department of Defense announced that it is willing to provide Taiwan with 28 advanced Pathfinder and sharpshooter navigation and targeting pods of the AN/AAQ-14 and also AAQ-20 models. The deal was worth approximately $160 million. Lockheed Martin Electronics and also Missiles of Orlando, Florida, will deliver 28 sharpshooter targeting pods and 28 Pathfinder navigation pods for integration on the Taiwan's fleet of F-16 aircraft by October 2001. Thailand would become the 10th foreign consumer to select Lockheed Martin's Lantern night vision system for its fighter aircraft. Pathfinder and Sharpshooter are derivatives of the Lantern system, which Lockheed Martin initially developed for the US Air Force F-15E and also F-16C and D fighters. On the 7th of June 2000, a second order was placed for 39 pods of both the Sharpshooter and Pathfinder systems. The previous AN/AAQ-19 Sharpshooter targeting pod mounted before this purchase lacked the capability of a missile bore sight correlator for automatic lock-on of the AGM-65 Maverick. This was fixed with the fully capable AN/AAQ-14 pod, which is used on the USAF F-15E. The Lightning II pod found on the F-16C in-game has comparable performance. For Italy, we have the Panavia Tornado IT-ECR late. The Panavia Tornado IT-ECR is the result of a midlife upgrade of the Italian Panavia Tornado ECR. The Tornado project began on the 26th of March 1969, when Germany, Italy, and the UK, and also the Netherlands, agreed to build a new multi-role fighter bomber. In 1970, the first two prototypes, P-01, flew on the 14th of August 1974, and also the British P-02 on the 30th of October of the same year. The first Italian prototype, the P-05, flew on the 5th of October 1975, and the initial production plan called for a total of 212 aircraft for the RAF, 200 for the Luftwaffe, 112 for the Naval Air Forces, and 100 for the AMI. The only country to acquire this aircraft outside the development period was Saudi Arabia, and in July 2002, the AMI, or the Italian Air Force, began the IT midlife update to increase combat efficiency and modernize most aspects of the aircraft and keep it in service until 2025. The plan was to modernize 70% of the Tornado fleet at a maximum cost of €1,450 million. The entire conversion project would be completed by 2015. The MLU project was divided into three parts. The first part included the conversion of 18 aircraft to the RET-6 standard, which means Retro Enabling Task Standard, which introduced new systems such as a new IFF, more secure radio communication systems, and also a new night vision system, and more weapons such as the EGBU-24, GBU-31, and also the Storm Shadow. Other features included the WSO's navigation system and the ability to carry new pods such as the Raphael, Retchi Light, and the Tails CLDP. In 2003, the first part of the project was started and completed in 2007. The second part, called RET-7, involved upgrading 15 more Tornadoes and was conducted from 2009 to 2011. The final part of the project, called MLU Full, or RET-8, involved upgrading a total of 25 more aircraft, 10 IDSs, and 15 ECRs, with the new DASS control system, new radar warning receivers, and the ability to carry new weapons, such as the ATK AGM-88E HARM, and also the GBU-39B. The aircrafts will probably be retired by 2025 and will be replaced in future with the Eurofighter EF-2000ECR. The aircraft was mainly fitted with a very good number of different systems for the electronic warfare, anti-radiation missiles, and also 2 air-to-air short-range missiles, the AIM-9L-I-1. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem, Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.